You cannot hope to defeat me, brother. Oh no, I most certainly will be defeating you, Leonardo. In fact, statistics show... No. No. It's not possible. I can't have... Oh, again! Why do I keep recording this stuff? I just want to do it right. What is up, my guys and geeks? As you all know, I am an absolute fan of the Thunderbolts. I love the concept, I love the characters involved, and I was so excited to hear that they were getting an MCU movie. Yes! Well, at D23, the Disney 23 Expo, they gave us a ton of casting announcements and updates for the movie. So today I'm going to be jumping in and breaking those things down and providing my thoughts on what's looking like it's going to be an awesome movie. And before I get started, just remember this is all my opinion. Please go ahead and give me your opinion down in the comments below. Nice friendly discussion there. And let's get started. Okay, so Kevin Feige was there and he gave us a really big casting announcement. As you can see from the image behind me, it's kind of blurry here, but we got a ton of casting announcements. First, we got announced the return of Countess Valentina de Fontaine. Forgive my mispronunciation. We'll just call her Val for now.
Actually, it's Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine.
But yes, Val, who we've pretty much known was orchestrating the Thunderbolts. We've seen her recruiting U.S. agent. We've seen her manipulating things, possibly behind the destruction of the Flag Smashers and Zemo's imprisonment. We've seen her manipulating Yelena Belova and getting her to go after Hawkeye. So we've seen a lot of her manipulating things behind the scene, and it looks like now we're finally getting her coming to the front, coming to the forefront. She's going to be leading this team, and she's going to be making them do some messed up stuff. But next, we've got Hannah John Kamen returning from Ant-Man and the Wasp as Ghost. And this is a character a lot of people had theorized could be in this movie just because we haven't really caught up with her since Ant-Man and the Wasp. It is interesting to see how she ended up in this situation. It's unlikely that they could have caught her. So what I'm theorizing happened is because, remember, there was a 5-year period where she didn't have access to the quantum energy that Ant-Man was supposed to be retrieving for her when the snap happened, and he was stranded in the quantum realm. Wasp, Hank Pym, and Janet Van Dyne dusted, and nobody brought that quantum energy to Ghost. So it's possible that she went to whatever government organization Val is working for, and she was like, desperately, I need this quantum energy. The people who were supposed to be helping me have disappeared. I'll do whatever you want. I just need this quantum energy because I can't take the pain. Because if you recall, the pain, the need to be free of that pain was the motivation behind pretty much all of her actions in Ant-Man and the Wasp. So I'm definitely excited about her inclusion. We got a bit of a surprise inclusion that I at least was not expecting. David Harbour is back as Red Guardian from Black Widow. He was one of the best parts of what was overall a rather underwhelming film. And he's actually not the only returning Black Widow cast character we've got. We've got quite a few characters from Black Widow that are going to be returning. But I'm excited. He's not only a good comedic element.
My father, he go toilet on my hand.
He's a great action character. And I think he fits perfectly within the concept of the Thunderbolts. A guy who possibly has some morality, some high ideals. But really, he's just dangerous. He doesn't need to be out there, but he's out there. He's causing mayhem. He's trying his best to follow orders, but he's going to mess things up. He's going to get things wrong. He's going to lead to all sorts of hijinks. So he is the perfect surprise choice for this movie. And then we got a few more casting announcements. Also returning from Black Widow is the character of Taskmaster, played by, forgive my pronunciation, Olga Curry. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try it. I'll just put it up on screen. That's her last name down there, but she is returning as Taskmaster. Now, I didn't love the route they took Taskmaster on in the Black Widow movie. I feel like they took what was a really kick-butt, dangerous, awesome mercenary who is just such an enjoyable character and kind of turned him into a her that was a mindless drone with a backstory. Basically, just a thug who can fight pretty well. So they do have opportunity to redeem this character in my eyes, but it's hard for me to get excited about the inclusion of this character until I, at the very least, get some leaked footage or something showing a little bit more of a character there, or at least that it's going to be a little bit more similar to the comics Taskmaster that I know and love. But she's gonna be in the movie. We've also got Wyatt Russell returning as U.S. agent. He was pretty much confirmed. We saw Val recruiting him at the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but we're gonna get to see him. I think he's gonna have some great dynamics, especially with one of the other Falcon and the Winter Soldier returning characters I'm about to talk about. But I think he's gonna be a great addition to this team. I think he provides a really great kind of he's just kind of the ego maniac of this group, and I can see him kind of clashing with pretty much everybody here because he kind of thinks he's in charge, he knows he's in charge, and other people aren't always quite willing to follow his lead. But we've also got Florence excuse me. We've also got Florence Pugh returning as Yelena Belova, and this is just awesome. I love this character. I think this character not only has comedic potential, but also has a great backstory, has great emotional potential for a compelling storyline, great fight scenes. I think it'll be really interesting to see, especially out of this group. I feel like she would be the best pick to play some kind of double agent. And I'll talk more about my double agent theories later. But I think she would be a really good choice because she is a trained spy to maybe play some sort of double agent or be like untrustworthy. Maybe, oh, there's a traitor in the group. She could definitely be a good suspect for that. And this is all just my theories, by the way. But I'm definitely excited about her inclusion. And then perhaps the biggest surprise casting announcement of all within this announcement was Sebastian Stan will be returning as Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier. He is going to be on the Thunderbolts. And this is what I want my Thunderbolts lineup to look like. We've got quite a few, and we've got kind of villainish characters like Taskmaster and Ghost, even though they did get a bit of a redemption arc. We haven't seen quite as much of their redemption as other characters. We've got anti-heroes like Yelena Belova, Red Guardian, U.S. Agent, who might be trying to do the right thing, but aren't always doing the right thing. And then we've got Bucky Barnes, who's gonna be, I suspect, kind of a moral backbone here. I'm interested to see how he got roped into all of this. What in the world compelled him not only to work with such a shady team, but also to work with U.S. Agent again? It'll be really interesting to see if maybe he didn't know and he's just like, what is he doing here? Or maybe if he just signed up because he believes in the cause, or there's some specific threat they're fighting, or maybe he's just working on this angle. The Thunderbolts are working on this angle. They happen to meet up, and he reluctantly teams up with them. But yes, we've got the Winter Soldier within this movie. and I am so excited. So now I'm going to kind of shift into, because that's all the casting announcements we got, so I'm going to go ahead and shift into some of the theories or ideas I have for how this film could potentially turn out. Personally, like I mentioned, I do think there's a very high possibility that there could be a traitor within this group. Just from looking at this group, almost everybody here is a potential traitor in some way or another. Val could just be using the Thunderbolts for her own purposes and plan to leave them behind later. Ghost could just be so angry at the government that wronged her that she turns on them and reveals she never really trusted them. Red Guardian could easily be tricked or manipulated into turning on the team. Yelena, like I mentioned, is a very likely suspect for a potential spy. Just because I think the Thunderbolts is such a spy kind of thriller, intrigue, mystery, suspense kind of thing, that I really do think some kind of traitor on the team storyline makes a lot of sense. And I think she is a very likely suspect just because she is the most trained spy. I know Bucky has his Winter Soldier experience as from going undercover and doing that kind of stuff. But he was more of like a wrecking ball. He was more of like your assassin and a lot less of your spy or your subterfuge kind of character. But I do think she could be a good traitor. I think Bucky could just, he's the moral backbone of the team. He's like, I'm not willing to do whatever it is he's being told to do. He just turns on him. US agent could just go crazy and turn on him. Somebody could get back in Taskmaster's head and make her turn on the team. So just there's a lot of potential for kind of treachery there. But I definitely think the Thunderbolts are going to be fighting some kind of shady entity, and maybe we'll get Hydra's return, maybe we'll get some AIM, Roxxon, some other kind of underground crime world organization. And I also have a few theories as for other characters I think we could see. There's three other characters that I think we could potentially see within this series, starting with Sharon Carter as the power broker. In the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series, it was revealed that Sharon Carter was the power broker.
Should be something for everyone.
And that she's kind of been a bad guy ever since she had to go on the run in Captain America Civil War. And so I think that she could definitely either be a reluctant ally for the team, maybe she's supplying them with weapons or resources or something, or she could be one of the underground criminals that they're going up against. She's like a crime boss that they have to get past or take down. I also think we could see Abomination in this movie. I'm not as sure about him because obviously they've taken him in a very different direction with She-Hulk. He's out on parole. He's not allowed to turn into Abomination anymore. It's possible that Val could be his parole officer and she could be trying to get him for the Thunderbolts. But just really all we've seen that he wants to do is start a meditation retreat. So he doesn't really seem like he'd be willing to join the Thunderbolts. But I definitely think just because of the nature of who his character is and the backstory behind his character, he's a very good possibility for a Thunderbolts member. And then I think we're definitely going to get Zemo in the Thunderbolts at some point. I think they're probably holding him back. They're going to reveal him maybe in the first trailer, or he's going to be like a surprise reveal. Everybody knows he's going to be in the movie, but the Marvel team hasn't announced it yet. But I just think he's almost certain to be in this movie. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong. I'm almost certain that Zemo is going to be in this movie.
He's wrong! You're wrong!
But yeah, I just think we're going to expect a really kind of underground, street level, crimey, because these are all pretty street level characters. A very street level kind of thing where they're going up against underground crime bosses and shady organizations, and they're trying to take them down, and they eventually, they're pretty disjointed at first, but they learn to become more and more of a team. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the Thunderbolts movie and its casting announcements. I am absolutely pumped for this project. I cannot wait. I'll be keeping my eye out for more announcements and keeping you guys updated as soon as I see stuff. But those are my thoughts. Be sure to give me your thoughts in the comments down below. And please give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell for more Thunderbolts content. And until next time, adios.